Okay, people, this is what we're making. These triple berry jam bars are amazing.
Hi, it's Sarah and welcome to my kitchen. Today I am going to show you how to make a berry crumble bar. So these are a really good spring berry bar that are full of this nice jammy texture on the inside, and this makes an 8x8 pan. So let's get started. So we are going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees, which I have going right now. And we are going to make the bottom crust, and then we're going to make the berry mixture in a separate bowl. So two different steps to this. So we're going to get started. So the first thing you need is 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Now, to make sure you don't overdo the flour, we're going to scoop and level. Because otherwise we're going to end up with probably too much flour. So we want to make sure. And scoop. And then you did this when you were in like home ec. Scoop and level like that. Scoop and level. So we need 1.5 cups. So we'll do the same thing for the cup. It takes more time to do it this way than scooping it in there, but or you can weigh it. Okay, so 1.5 cups. All right, then we need 1.25 cups of rolled oats, quick cook. Don't use the old-fashioned one in this recipe. So 1.25 cups. I love oatmeal. Makes me want some. Okay, 3/4 cup, whoops, I'm working in a smaller area today. 3/4 cup of brown sugar. I'm making, today's bake day, so I'm making 4 recipes today, and I'm going to photograph them and promptly go give it away. I have some neighbor boys that absolutely love cooking. I am skipping salt because I'm using salted butter. So I'm using 3/4 cup of salted butter, melted but not completely melted. So melted and cooled. Like that. All right, so this is the crust and the topping. So we're gonna mix that together. So these are, okay, so I'm starting to work on spring and Easter recipes, and I have some doozy good ones until the rhubarb starts, and then you're gonna get pummeled with rhubarb recipes, because I think rhubarb is probably one of my favorite things to make spring desserts with. But we don't have that yet, so. All right, so then we're gonna take this, it's like lightly crumbly. We're gonna take our 8x8 pan. If you wanna double this recipe, make sure you cook it like 5 minutes longer if you're gonna do that. Okay, so I'm gonna put 2/3 of this in the bottom. Yeah, about 2/3 of it. Because the other half is gonna be the crumble topping. I'm gonna take my hands, press it down. So you have this nice, lovely crust. Oh, lovely is such an old word. I don't want to use that word, lovely. But I also don't want to always use the word awesome. Oop, I just had a big woodpecker back there. Okay, so we got that pressed down. I'm gonna wash my hands. Okay, we're gonna bake this in the oven, and then while the crust is baking, we're gonna do the top. The jammy mixture on the inside. Okay, I gotta see how long to bake this, because I can never remember. I have so many recipes, I can never remember exactly how long they bake. Okay, we wanna bake it for 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. Okay, while that's that's happening, put the rest of this in the refrigerator, the rest of the topping. That's just gonna keep that butter cold and keep it crumbly while we're getting the rest of the top. Okay, now we're gonna make the filling. So I have 3/4 cup of raspberries and 3/4 cup of blackberries. So I had some fresh and some frozen, so I let it completely drain in a colander. So you got 1.5 cups of berries. Okay, so now we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of light brown sugar to the mixture. Okay, we're gonna grab a fork and we're gonna mash it. Okay, so we wanna mash them. So we don't really want any whole berries. Okay, so just a light mash like that. Kind of satisfying to sit and mash all of those. Okay, now we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. That will thicken it up because we are going to be adding lemon juice. 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Okay, lemon zest. 2 teaspoons of lemon zest, so about 1 lemon. And the lemons have gotten really expensive, so I use the side of my scraper to get the lemon zest. And then I'm going to use the juice from the lemon. And whenever I see lemon, I think Sprite. Like, and I'm a citrus person. Citrus and almond. Okay, so we've got just about got that. Wah! We got the zest in there. I'm gonna get the rest of it out of there. Kind of making a mess here. Okay, I'm gonna grab a knife because now I'm gonna use the lemon juice out of here, and we need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So I'm gonna cut the lemon in half and squeeze it in. You can use bottled lemon juice if you don't want to buy a lemon too, and skip the zest, but I really think it makes a difference in this recipe for sure. And I got lemon juice everywhere. All right, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I just had to buy a new one, so. So just 1 teaspoon. That. Okay, and then we're going to use 1/3 cup of strawberry preserves. So not jam, you want strawberry preserves. I gotta grab my 1/3 cup. I'm gonna grab a different spoon. Okay. So we got 1/3 cup of that. I've dirtied about every cup in my house. Okay, let's mix all that together. This is gonna seem a little soupy, but it will cook out in the oven and thicken up in the oven because of the cornstarch. This looks beautiful. It looks like it should be over a cheesecake. Look how good that looks. That's the inside of our bars. Okay. So when the crust is done, oh, I still have 7 minutes left of the crust. So I'm gonna pause my video. When the crust is done, we're gonna pour this over the top of the crust and then sprinkle on the rest of the stuff that we have that's in the refrigerator. And then we are going to bake it 30 to 35 more minutes at 350 degrees. we are going to let it sit for 90 minutes before we cook them so that they don't fall apart. And we might have to put them in the refrigerator just a little bit too. So I will be back as soon as this crust is done. Okay, so I pulled these out of the oven, and this tastes amazing. Like, I had to taste test it. So the bars have been in for 10 minutes, just to lightly crust and light on the crust. And so we're gonna pour this over the top for our jam on the inside. Oh my gosh, they're just so pretty. I want to show you. I'm going to actually zoom in because I want to show you what this looks like. There, that's better. Okay, so I had the crust. I poured that over the top like that. And now I'm going to go back in the refrigerator. I just want to get that to all the corners. Okay, I'm going to go back to the refrigerator and grab the topping. Okay, and I'm going to crumble this over the top. Okay, all right. So now I'm gonna put it back in the oven and bake it for 30 to 35 more minutes until it's nice and golden brown. And then it needs to sit for at least 90 minutes before we cut it to give the chance the jam in the middle to kind of have a little bit of time to rest. So I will be back to show you what it looks like. Okay, here's my jammy bars. These are absolutely amazing. I'm letting them cool a little bit longer, and then we're gonna cut them up, and I'm gonna show you how to make these. You're gonna be the star of your weekend. Okay, we're gonna cut into these bars now. So I've done marathon baking today. So I've done the Lucky Charm bars and these bars. So these are the ones I have been so looking forward to today, because the inside topping was absolutely amazing. Okay, so this is what they look like that. So a good bar, you can pick it up like this. Oops, well, some of the topping tumbled off, but isn't that just beautiful? My gosh, they're just so pretty. I'm gonna cut a couple more off here. It's like the perfect bar for summer, spring, summer. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm gonna get these photographed, and then I'm gonna get them posted for you, and you're gonna absolutely love these. Yummy, yummy.